From US to Europe, I wanted to go. My reason for going, I'll never know. It may have been visions I had of going there and meeting a man with bright orange hair. Whatever my reason, I got on my way and I arrived there in Europe within 2 days. I paid for a room with money that I'd found on the street that had a signature on it, all nice and neat. When I got to the room, on the bed lying there was a brown piece of fruit all covered in hair. A kiwi, I later was told that this was. I found it funny it was covered in fuzz. But this left my mind when I got to the front desk. You see, the man said, "You have overpaid, but we shall play an honest game for the rest." He took the bill that I paid with, and he folded it 5 times. Sorry, the nose is getting in my way. Up here. He folded it 5 times, and from there on out, he only spoke in rhyme. He said, "Rich man's luck, a poor man's sorrow. Here today, may be gone tomorrow. In the right or left hand, you now may choose. If you choose correctly, I'll give it back to you. But if you don't, and she probably won't, the bill will stay safe with me." So I put it to his hand. He said, "Take your time." Well, I guess at this point he had run out of rhyme. So I pointed to the other, and he laughed when he said, "Don't let this money thing go to your head." So I left the hotel for a night on the town. And what did I find out there on the ground? But a single silver coin that could buy me a beer, maybe lift up my spirits, or even bring me some cheer. So to the Winchester pub I went, and whom do I find there? But that vigorous young man with that bright orange hair. He said, "Give me that silver piece, and I will show you that one shiny silver piece soon can be 2. And it's plain to see, if you ask me, if 1 can make 2, 2 should make 3. And if you start with 1 coin and keep making more, 2 making 3 coins, 3 should make 4. But easy come, easy go. Easy money moves fast. If you make easy money, it won't ever last. Like one of these coins, as I will show you, you simply lose sight of it, it will just disappear. Thus leaves us with 2, just as before. A simple distraction, and it is no more. Thus leaving us with 1, the one that you brought here. And I'm just simply going to guess that you, my lady, will buy a beer. I had just got my beer when he came to me. An Irish Mad Hatter he seemed to be. He looked in my eyes and he smiled with pride. You see, that's when I should have known that I'd been had. He spoke of a game of black and of white. Glad you're here. A simple game of who's wrong and who's right, with the black on his left and the white on his right. My eyes were wide open, my attention held tight. He placed them in one hand. He said, "Now what clause? And please think carefully before you choose." He took out a knife and he held to it tight. He said, "Now it's your turn. Choose the white." Well, I put it at this. I said, "That's the one." He laughed and said, "Ha ha ha ha, no. You chose too quickly, my son. We'll do it again, but this time's for real. I'll bet you a pint." That was his deal. He did it again, and a smile he cracked when he told me to choose that handle of black. He then laughed when he told me, "Oh, I cheated, in fact. When I bet for a pint, I never use a black. Now, I still keep a black for lying's a sin, but I use the white, for that way I'll win. For you see, I can change colors at will." Then, very quietly, the jerk slipped me the bill. He spoke to the tender. He said, "Get round to the house." And that jerk disappeared. Fell on the floor violently. After assisting him back to his feet, that jerk disappeared like a white church mouse.
All right, yeah!
was not lost for a lesson I learned. A lesson I very well can say that I earned. If an Irishman ever bets you a gin and looks like Groucho Marx, don't ever take his bet, for luck of the Irish says surely he'll win. I spoke to the German girl. I spoke to the barmaid. She was a German girl. So I decided to give my... It's okay, that's just a stage. So I decided to give my German speaking a whirl. I got her attention. I said, "Ein gefallen mir." She looked at me and smiled from ear to ear. She then went back to the bar and got me another beer. Then she looked at me and spoke words that were foreign to my ear. "Bleiben Sie am Hotel unten die Straße? Die Kiwis fanden, dass ich sie habe es nicht." "Bitte langsam, langsam bitte. Please slow down, please," I said to her. So she repeated herself. "Are you staying at the hotel down the street? The kiwi you found, I hope you didn't eat." At first, I thought she was messing with my head when she inquired of that fruit that I had found on my bed. "May I have the kiwi?" she said quite bland as I put that little fuzzball into her hand. She then pulled out a knife of the butterfly kind. Hope I don't do that. And her moves were so fast, she left her shadow behind. She said, "Cut open the kiwi and see what's inside." She was a German with a knife, so of course I complied. I cut open the kiwi, and what did I find? But a bill that was folded exactly 5 times. She said, "Open that kiwi and see what's inside. Take what's inside. Take it and unfold it." "Is das the bill that was signed?" Yes. It is. And indeed it was, all wrapped inside that little ball of fuzz. She then went back to the bar and she turned to me and said, "See, now you let that money thing go to your head." So I left the hotel. No, I was at the pub. I left the pub and I walked down the street, for I knew there was someone I was destined to meet. And there she was. I don't have a stanza to rhyme with that one. She winked at me as her eyes met mine. And she had a derrière the shape of a valentine. She whispered in my ear her name. Dani. And tonight, I'd like to ask.
Uh-oh. Okay, yeah.
Will you marry me?